Hi, this is Water and Air 1111. Thank you for watching another video of mine. Thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel, and to everyone who's been getting personal readings from me. I hope you all have had a great weekend. Um, Before we get started with today's reading, I just wanted to say a reminder that after or starting February 1, I will no longer be doing readings on Instant Go, but you can still get the 3-card, 1-question reading through my website, which is again in the description below. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, we're gonna have kind of check in because I was meditating and some more things are coming through about some things I think are specifically for the Divine Masculine, others I think are for everyone. Um, Sorry about that. One of the things that came through was I got a lot of I tend to get physical sensations like sometimes in reading, sometimes when I meditate, and today for whatever reason I was getting a lot of hand caressing and face caressing. So I feel like the Divine Masculine are definitely wanting that physical touch, that physical connection with their feminines, especially if it's been a while since you guys have interacted in the physical. That's something that came through quite a lot. But one of the other things I saw that I do feel like is for the um, Divine Masculine is I got the phrase organized chaos when I was in meditation, and I saw a storm cloud moving through, and after the storm cloud, I saw a bird coming to water, and it was interesting because I saw a bird, if you have a pool of water or a puddle or something, and the bird drinking from that, and then as soon as the bird finished drinking the water from what I was seeing, I actually heard birds outside I don't know, that was kind of a connection for whatever reason. But I feel like there's a lot of organized chaos going on for the Divine Masculine right now. And I feel like the really bird coming to the water, what I got was really it's about coming to some type of awareness, coming to some type of truth. It's accepting the truth of a situation, whether it's positive in their favor or negative, not in their favor. I feel like a lot of Divine Masculine are having these realizations, and it's okay, I can't avoid this. I've got to deal with the situation head on. So for some Divine Masculine, it may have to do with, has to do with their job, has to do with their family, their friends, may have to do with their Divine Feminine themselves, their karmic, whatever it may be. I feel like they're accepting. And it's interesting because I feel like that's going to be what a lot of 2019 I feel is going to be like. It's about kind of that surrender and acceptance. And once that surrender and acceptance starts taking place, then that's when you start really catapulting forward, when you kind of own your shit and stop pretending like everything is okay, or you stop pretending like everything is everybody else or the other person or whatever, accepting, and then you can grow once you have that acceptance as your foundation. But I feel like that's what's going on for a lot of Divine Masculine. They're in the process of kind of drinking the cup of truth, so to speak, um, and dealing with their own organized chaos. So I feel like for some Divine Masculine, it's very 3D. It's very apparent that okay, things are not going well in their lives. For other Divine Masculine, it's a bit more under the radar. It's a bit more internally. There's chaos going on, and on the surface, everything looks organized and good, but it's not matching up. Um, I also something else that came to me is I was seeing lots of rings, and I mean I've been seeing rings in general, but it came through in meditation as well. So I feel like there's actually feelings of wanting commitment, and also questioning commitment, I feel, as well. And I feel like this is both for the masculine and feminine, questioning whether commitment is possible, questioning if they would want commitment. And also, like, depending on where you are with your counterpart and what communication has happened, what conversations have happened, the question of, can we do this? Can this be lasting? Is something that's coming through a lot. So that was something else that came through. I'm just going to pause the video real quick. Okay, sorry about that. One of my neighbors, I wasn't sure if you could hear their little kid or not. But the other thing that I got in meditation was really about the feeling of, like, there's really just kind of, I was getting a feeling of not quite urgency, but feeling of, like, action being taken, a feeling that, like, again, like I said, 2019, where we're coming into acceptance. So that's something that I really just want to stress to everyone, is to really look within, to really find that acceptance of whatever is supposed to be happening is happening. And definitely, like, take time to meditate. And I feel like I'm just going to continue saying that a lot this year, but definitely take the time to do so and really see what you're needing to know about your divine counterpart in particular. So that's kind of some things that I got in meditation. So let me know if you guys have been, experiencing some more things in the 3D when you've been meditating, that type of thing. So this is going to be our reading, and I'm going to focus on whatever wants to come through. So this could be for you or your divine counterpart. I'm going to be using the Tarot Sexual Magic deck as the primary one, and then just clarifying with my other deck, so we're just going to see what wants to come through. Okay, so what do you need to know? What messages are needing to come through for Divine Masculine and Feminine for the collective as a whole right now? Okay. What's going on with the energy for the Twin Flame Collective right now? Okay, first card that we have is the Ten of Cups, and this looks really bright. Okay, I'm going to adjust my lighting real quick to see if I can fix this. Okay, that is much better. So the first card that we got is the Ten of Cups, and you can see that in this deck. There's the woman sitting there, and it's interesting because she's kind of turning back towards the guy. They're not really facing each other, but they definitely have a lot of things there around them. So we'll clarify this in a second. So the Ten of Cups. Next card is the Two of Wands. So we see the man and the woman sitting at the table, kind of playing with each other's foot underneath there. And we have the Six of Swords. And you can see that the guy's on top of the woman in the park area. Okay. So let's see what's going on. So with the first card that we got is the Ten of Cups. So I feel like it's interesting because usually the Ten of Cups is like the happy family card, like everything is happy and great. But in this card, they're kind of in their own little world. They're kind of secluded off, like it's gated off in the back. She's sitting there. She has lots of fruits down by her and she seems comfortable, but for whatever reason, like, he's turned away and she has her hand out making an offer, but he's turned away. So let's see what's going on here, like why they're not facing each other. My immediate reaction is kind of a little bit of the organized chaos thing I was picking up before, where people are really, the masculine in particular, maybe accepting that whatever's going on in their 3D or whatever's going on somewhere is not aligning with them on an emotional sense, because if you have everything that you're wanting, then why would you not be kind of enjoying this person that you're with? So what is this Ten of Cups about? Yep, a Judgment card. So making a decision. So I feel like this is for the Divine Masculines who are starting to make a decision about their current Ten of Cups situation. So whether it's a friend or a job or a karmic, it's like there's something that's previously been super happy and fulfilling for them with this Ten of Cups, but now it's like they're starting to turn away from the offers that they once were accepting, that they once were taking. And with the Judgment card, again, it's like making that decision to do something new. And it's like truly making that decision within yourself. So again, when I talked of like the bird drinking the water and having that acceptance of the way the situation is and like dealing with your shit and then moving and building off of that, I feel like this is for it could be Divine Feminine as well, but with how the man is here, I feel like it could be a Divine Masculine. But for anyone, like some people are starting to turn away from decisions, from like offers, from situations that previously were making them happy and that they were engaging in, but for whatever reason, something's shifting. Their internal, their soul is starting to like turn away from that. And with the Judgment card, it's like their soul, their higher self within them, they're really starting to make that decision that I don't want to deal with this anymore, or I want to find happiness in a different way. And it's interesting again because I'm looking back at how these people like are enclosed in a gate. So I feel like this is especially for people in situations where they've maybe felt trapped, where they felt locked in. So whether it be through you're trapped with a contract, you're trapped through marriage, through feelings of guilt or some type of commitment. It's like making a decision to get out of that, to turn away. Now the bottom of the deck for that is, the Five of Swords. So it's like you've been dealing with coming to terms with some type of betrayal that happened. And these are like interestingly the same type of colors going on. So the same situation that maybe you left to go into this other Ten of Cups situation, you left people behind, you hurt someone along the way. Now it's like you're coming to terms, you're owning your shit with this, and you're saying, okay, this Ten of Cups kind of bubble that I'm in, I no longer want to receive the offers that were making me happy, that were satisfying me in the situation. So let's get another card for this. And again, this could be for the feminine or the masculine because this is general and I did ask for messages for both. But just because of based on what I was getting earlier today through my meditation, I do feel like this is maybe especially for the masculine. So what can we know about this Ten of Cups situation that was previously very happy, very satisfying? Wheel of Fortune. So for this Ten of Cups situation, for this decision that was previously made that was, satisfying and happy at one point in time, It felt like something new. It felt like something exciting. It felt like you were getting, what you wanted in the situation, so to speak. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Like you may have felt initially on top of the world with the decision that you made to enter into this Ten of Cups type of bubble. But again, it's like as things are starting to change again, because this is the wheel of karma. So sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but now it's like the cycle of being in this Ten of Cups situation is coming to a close. And so now it's like, okay, I've been in this cycle, it's been fun, I've been with this person, I've been with this job, I've been in this type of connection with my friend, with my family, I've been doing these actions, but now it's like it's run its course. It's like, yeah, this was cool to start with, but now it doesn't feel as cool. Now it feels like I don't even want this thing that I maybe tried so hard and Five of Swords my way out of another situation to get to. So let's see what this was about. Let's see what this Wheel of Fortune was about. So I think this is definitely connected to the Five of Swords we saw before, as the bottom of the deck for the Judgment card. So what was this Wheel of Fortune situation about that led to the Ten of Cups? What happened with this Wheel of Fortune situation? Knight of Wands. So yeah, there could have been a situation where all of a sudden it's like someone wasn't mindful, someone wasn't kind of respectful of all of the people they were connected to almost. So it's like, let's take a job for instance. So if you were in a job and something new came about and you just kind of jumped at it and left your old job, it was just like, I quit, I'm out of here, go to the new job. On fire, really excited about it, but this fire can die out sometimes. So I feel like that's kind of the course where after a while you're like, okay, this job is cool and it's making me happy and it's giving me really good benefits or whatever it's giving you. But now it's like, I wanted this so much, but now I'm not even sure I feel satisfied with it. Now I'm not even sure I made the right choice. And not only did I make a choice, with this closed gate in the background, which I keep looking at, it's like you blocked yourself off and like really over dedicated yourself to whatever this new thing is that you went after as the Knight of Wands. And so it's almost feeling like I feel trapped here because the way I left, the Knight of Wands just kind of leaves and goes with the passion. So you may have left in a hurry. So if this was a relationship situation, like romantic thing, so if you were involved with your divine counterpart and then you left to go with another person, it's like just leaving your divine counterpart up in a hurry, being like, okay, I'm out of here, ghosting, or just saying, this no longer works for me, goodbye, and leaving and going to a new situation and that being fun and exciting. But then after a while, it's like, this was fun and exciting, but like the way I left, it's like leaving a trail of tears. And now I'm here and I'm now like, this is cool and there's stuff here, but now I'm not sure that I want this anymore. So again, going back to the Judgment card, making that judgment and realizing internally, like, okay, I need to deal with everything that I've done, and I need to deal with kind of the what's the right word, like the cave or the kind of world, the bubble that I've put myself in based on my decisions, because I don't even want to be trapped in this bubble anymore. I'm ready to do something else. And yeah, just to show you the bottom of the deck for that was the Ace of Cups in reverse. So definitely just leaving, saying goodbye to something else and just dashing off on your horse. And so let's just get one more card for the Judgment card. Anything we can tell about this decision that's being made? Anything we can tell about this Judgment card, this decision? So we have the Seven of Cups. So yeah, it's like now someone's looking at their options saying, I need to deal with my I need to deal with my situation. I'm ready to make a new decision. So they're looking at their choices to be like, not only how do I make better choices, but how do I leave the you know, the environment, the world that I've created for myself. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess, so really trying to listen to your intuition about it. And even with the High Priestess, I feel like if you're in a situation, whether it's a job, friend, romantic thing, you're trying to like, not sneakily, but you're trying to secretively make your decisions so that when it's go time, when it's time for you to really be like, here's my choice, this is what I'm doing, you can stick firm with it. Because I feel like if this resonates with you, you've had false starts. You've already had the moments where you try to leave, you try to make better decisions, but for whatever reason you were not able to successfully do so, whether it's someone getting in your way, whether it's, you know, someone really trying to interfere, or you like backtracking within yourself. But this Judgment card is really strong and says like, this is final, like this is my decision. And yeah, so the cards that I also just got for that were the Ten of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. So it's like, we're not getting stuck anymore, we're ready to make the final you know, balance the scales here, because again, this is like karmic decisions here, things we need to close the loop on. And with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like it's just like, it's going to affect big parts of your life. It's going to affect either your family, it's going to affect your finances, it's going to affect where you're living, it's going to affect, you know, your 3D world. And so you are just gearing up and moving in silence so that when you put down the law, it's final, that people know that you're not messing around, and you can just move forward from there. And the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords, because they're trying to end the situation, because again, you're not feeling good. You're feeling like this was cool, but now it's like, I have nowhere to go. The gate is locked here. Okay, so let's move on to the second card. I'm just going to move these to the side so you can still see the main card. So the second card was the Two of Wands, and I see I'm at 22 minutes, so I'll try and like speed this along a little bit. So the second card is the Two of Wands. So you can see that these two people are at the table. They have like a massive fire, massive flame in the background. They're, you know, talking, connecting, eating, playing with each other's feet. Like, it's passionate, it's isolated. It's just them. So I feel like there are lots of divine masculine and lots of divine feminine who are wanting to have this situation, are wanting to come to their divine counterpart and have this kind of, I want to say like weekend away, or some type of like getaway where it's just them, where they can just reconnect in an intimate environment, go on a date, but just really be in an intimate, closed setting where there's no distractions. Like, these people don't have pens, there's no paper, like, where they can just be by themselves. And it's interesting because there's like a bow and arrow in the back, and there's like a rifle on the back as well. So I feel like someone's wanting to really have this kind of secret, intimate connection with their divine counterpart, or like reunion interaction with their divine counterpart, and they're wanting to do it in a way where other people don't interfere. They're wanting to protect that experience. They're not wanting other people to get involved. They're not wanting other people, not necessarily not wanting other people to know, but they're just not wanting other people to interfere when they're with their divine counterpart. They're wanting to protect themselves and their divine counterpart from the outside world, from people who may be trying to like burn their cabin down or something like that. And they're really just wanting to reconnect and to spend that kind of time with one another and have those conversations. Because even I feel like in this situation, like, the guy is kind of taking the lead with talking, and the woman is receiving and listening to that. So I feel like there are situations where both the feminine and the masculine are wanting to have this type of situation where they can hear their other person out and just have that intimate time where no one else is interfering, and they just have go for coffee, go somewhere quiet and just talk and be in that kind of bubble with them to talk through whatever they need to talk to or discuss whatever they need to talk about. And because this is the Two of Wands, I mean, that's passion, that's excitement as well. So it's not just talking, but there's definitely wanting to just kind of spark things up again. And I feel like there's some people watching who maybe when they talk to their divine counterpart, they feel like the attraction like even greatens, even heightens um, the kind of intellectual connection or how they feel when they're talking to their divine counterpart. It just makes them feel like a light, makes them feel ablaze, makes them feel passionate. So let's get some cards for this. So Two of Wands. So what is this Two of Wands about? Yeah, Three of Wands, clarifying the Two of Wands. So definitely people are thinking about this. Masculine and feminine are really thinking about having the situation, maybe thinking about what is it going to be like to see my person again? What is it going to be like to talk to them again? Will we meet up with each other? Will we go for a date? Will we just meet up and chat somewhere? That sort of thing, like what's on the horizon. Now, interestingly, the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands, and we got this before. So there could definitely be some people on both sides, feminine and masculine, who feel like they're waiting for their divine counterpart to kind of become quote unquote unstuck, or something to become unstuck, so that this vision that they're thinking of can really start coming to life. So what is this Two of Wands situation? What is this situation that the twin flames are thinking of? What are they wanting to happen with this Two of Wands? Happen with this Two of Wands? Okay. So I got the King of Wands. So this could be especially, resonating, especially for fire signs, because we have all of this fire here. So I got the King of Wands, and I also got the Hermit card. Now, I don't typically read this deck necessarily in reverse. It just depends on how I'm feeling. It came out in reverse, so I'm going to keep it there because I feel like it really goes with what these other cards are saying. So I feel like with this situation, those of you who are thinking of this kind of reunion, of seeing your person, of interacting with them, especially on a physical level, they're really wanting to open up. They're really wanting to get, especially with the Hermit reverse, they're really wanting to talk and discuss and get the kind of feeling that, getting kind of inklings of what the other person has been experiencing, getting inklings of what the other person has been going through on a more spiritual nature, almost like as a way of having some type of confirmation of your divine counterpart's journey. I also feel like with the King of Wands, they're wanting the kind of reunion, the seeing each other, the date with their divine counterpart to be one where you not only have fun together and you interact and everything feels magnetic and attractive and amazing, but they're also wanting it to be one where you discuss plans for the future. So similar to how people are thinking of this situation, they're also thinking of this situation and wanting it to bring about more plans for the future with this King of Wands. Now the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant, so especially regarding plans of the future, regarding commitment with each other, regarding laying a foundation, regarding, again, teaching and kind of learning of the other person's journey, getting hints that, hey, maybe we really have been going through the same thing. Maybe I haven't had confirmation of it because there's been little or minimal conversation, communication, but wanting to get those hints in the 3D now when you come together. So what else are we wanting to see from this Hermit card? What else is going on with this Hermit card? I feel like a lot of people are wanting to get hints and just have certain realizations that their journey has been mirrored with the person that they're thinking of for this reading. And I feel like that comes, again, with the time you share together, with the discussions that are had. And definitely, if you have been getting communication with your person and you have been getting those kind of inklings, feel free to share. And I got the King of Wands clarifying the Hermit reverse. So I feel like, again, your people in this group are really wanting to hear from their other person what they've been learning, how they've developed, how they've kind of gone through their journey and come out to the other side, how they've come out stronger, how they've become out like more embracing of their kind of vision forward. And I feel like in a more kind of masculine energy way. So the King of Wands as having their vision for the future. They're wanting to see the growth. How we're not just thinking of the next day or just the physical things, but how we've come along on our own spiritual journey and we realize that we have like a higher purpose, we have a higher leadership, our higher kind of mission that we're here to accomplish. And again, wow, we have the Hierophant. So some people are definitely wanting to get hints that their divine counterpart has been thinking about commitment, has been thinking about spiritual things, has been thinking about marriage, has been thinking about their future and how maybe it's developed since when you two first met. I also feel like some people are wanting to get hints from their divine counterpart that they've kind of changed their mindset, that they've spiritually grown and kind of reclaimed. I feel like with the Hierophant, wanting to know that they're kind of no longer in the matrix, so to speak, if that makes sense, that they've kind of pushed away some certain beliefs or teachings that they grew up around that weren't serving them, and that they're now kind of on a different higher path where they're doing what really feels good for their soul's purpose, because again, they've been on this journey. So that's what I'm getting for Two of Wands. This reading is going to be kind of long, so sorry about that, but hopefully this is helpful. So last card, I'm going to try and do this quickly. Six of Swords, okay, so these people are on the grass, the guy's on top of the girl. So Six of Swords is about a different mindset, generally. Now, when I look at this card, like the guy looks pretty like ravenous and intense, like looking down at the woman. And they're like in the grass or somewhere public. They're by the water. I feel like this is somewhere they went to together and they're kind of indulging in each other. Now, also, the woman, she has like, it looks like she has like a chain, like a necklace or something, but it's like cut. I don't know how well you can see that, but the kind of silver thing on her chest, it's like a necklace that's been cut. So I feel like this is about people are really wanting to escape with their divine counterpart to a new location, they're wanting to start a new chapter with their divine counterpart in a new location. So for some people that means just taking a weekend somewhere, going somewhere with them, reconnecting and letting that be like a launching pad. Other people, it's like they're wanting to move to where their divine counterpart is. Now, having said that, and I think I mentioned this on the reading that I released this past Friday, when you are making decisions about moving or doing whatever decision you need to do, And if it wasn't the one from this last Friday, then it was one from last week. Remember to always do it from what's your highest good. Don't do it purely about the other person, because your other person, if they're really meant to be there, they're still going to get there. They're still going to communicate with you. You guys are still going to work it out. But I do feel like there are people who are really thinking about coming to their divine counterpart, or going somewhere with your divine counterpart and really escaping and indulging with each other. And because they are so close to the water, so that's like movement and travel, but I also feel a little bit of like showing their emotions to their divine counterpart. Um, People are really wanting to like, I really feel like it's about traveling, like having a trip, having a getaway, or going to your divine counterpart and really kind of releasing emotions, releasing some feelings, and then showing those in a physical way like these people are in this card. So let's get a card for this, for what this Six of Swords is about. So what is the Six of Swords about? There could be people who are also having dreams about this with the swords. Okay, so we have the Death card that came out. Again, I feel like this is really people wanting to end the situation, just like how the chain on the woman's neck is broken. So like breaking free, changing the game, changing the approach, changing the location even. People are really wanting to change the situation so they can be with their divine counterpart. They're wanting to change the location because maybe it's like, again, there are distractions, there are other things involved that you have to deal with. So wanting to like create the environment so that you can really connect, especially on a physical, to like body to body physical level with your divine counterpart. And the bottom of the deck is the Magician card. So wanting to build, wanting to manifest something new, wanting to transform the situation. And so I have the Page of Wands clarifying that. So someone's wanting to not only change the situation to get to their divine counterpart, they're wanting the approach to be a bit different. They're wanting to lead with their passion, lead with a little bit of their emotions and be like, I want to get to you. And then when they get to them, they want to have the Six of Swords, releasing some more emotions with the water nearby, and then kind of displaying those emotions in the new environment where they are. Now, the bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. So thinking about this person, thinking about your divine counterpart, and really wanting to approach them, really wanting to come to them. I also feel like with the feather in this guy's cap, I feel like some people who are really into like nature or who have some type of connection with birds, maybe this is a sign for you from your person, because the feather is just like really sticking out to me right now. But again, even this Page of Wands is like in a different type of scenario. It's like they're going out on their journey. They're trying to get somewhere. They're trying to deliver a message of passion. They're wanting to get to their person. So possibly getting to their person, traveling. I feel like this is especially for people who are wanting to travel with or to, or yeah, with or to somewhere with their divine counterpart. So what else is this Death card about? What else is changing? What else is shifting with this Death card connected to the Six of Swords? Seven of Swords. Okay. So if someone snuck away, if someone just left you behind or you left your person behind, you're wanting to end that separation. You want to end the trickery. You want to stop also playing with yourself, feeling like you want to stop making the avoidance, either avoiding the other person or avoiding within yourself, like you are okay with the way things are. And instead, you're really wanting to come as this Page of Wands, come in a different come with like a different energy towards your person. You're wanting to get balance. You're wanting to like fix the scales here between you and the other person. Now I just got the Strength card in reverse that came out. So you may be feeling not the most confident. You may be like have been within yourself with this Hermit card, trying to figure out the right approach to get to this person. Because you really want to come to your divine counterpart and you really want to indulge with them. You really want to break free of any restrictions and express yourself to them. So what is the Seven of Swords about? King of Cups in reverse. So if you left your divine counterpart, or your divine counterpart left you, saying that, you know, the emotions weren't there, I don't care about you in that way, it's like they likely care about you in that way, but they just left. They were being tricky. They were being kind of deceptive with their words, deceptive with their emotions, which is again why I feel like when they come to you, or like they're wanting to come to you, they're wanting to express a bit of their emotions to you. Now, it's not going to be like the full shebang, here's my heart on my sleeve, but they are wanting to open up a little bit, and then with their words, with their emotions, and then also express themselves in a physical sense to you. I also have the Ten of Swords again, so it's like they're feeling quite down. They're feeling quite, you know, feeling quite down, like they made a mistake here. They're wanting to change that. That's what they're wanting, to change their scenario, change their environment, reconnect with you, because it's like they up and left, or you up and left. And now in order to bridge that gap, you have to like end the situation. You're right here in this Ten of Swords, or they're in the Ten of Swords. So it's like the situation's needing to end, and then you're needing to approach, or they're needing to approach, as this Page of Wands, to make the travel to you, or for them to, or for you to them, and then express yourselves to break free of overthinking, of feeling like, I don't know what I should do. So anything else on the Six of Swords? And I think I may have already mentioned this, but again, I feel like this is also some people having dreams about reunion with their counterpart, or dreams about being physically involved with their counterpart. Ooh, that one came right out, and yep, we have the High Priestess. So it's like this is going to happen, and they're going to follow their intuition, or you're going to follow your intuition to have this reconnection with this person. And again, it's like you're thinking about it a lot, connecting back to the Ten of Cups situation that we mentioned at the beginning, but you're thinking about it a lot. You're kind of moving in secret. You're trying to plan this. So it may even be like a surprise when this happens. So whether you offer it to this person, or this person offers it to you, it'll kind of be a surprise. It'll be a positive surprise, but it'll be a surprise because it's so different than the way things were in the past. So that is the reading. I'm at 43 minutes. This is really long. Sorry, this took a really long time, but I hope this was helpful. I hope the channeling was helpful for things that's picking up in meditation. I'll continue to try and do that and see what comes through. And my messages, I guess, were a lot more masculine focused, but I think that's because I mean, I'm the feminine in my connection, and so a lot of things that I'm getting are about what's going on with my opposite, or with the opposite energy, which is the masculine. But I hope this was still helpful. Yeah, if you're interested in a reading, my website's in the description below. All the information is there. And I will see you in my next reading.